up, YouTube? Topaz Jace back for another daily review, and this one is that Logic, that Everyday trailer. And this one's a little different and such because it's not an actual song. But the reason why I'm doing this is because it's a rather slow day today, and this is something that I feel as though we should be able to talk about here with anticipation, because he's giving hints on what this upcoming project is going to be. Like, you gotta go back and look at his last few projects, like that Tarantino joint. Logic ultimately created his own Tarantino movie as far as music is concerned. You can kind of see the direction that he's been going with his career. Not saying that this album is going to be like that, because we're only running on guesses and such right now, but yet I feel as though it can be. Like, he's trying to do his next movie here. Based off the dialogue that's happening in this trailer and such, man, you can tell it's a futuristic joint where races no longer exist. And you know, this is something that's pretty important to talk about, because this is why white people are out here killing people so crazily, man. Like with that one dude who went from DC to New York to kill a black dude because he's against interracial dating and such. That is ultimately why. See, they call it racial genocide, man, and that's why they really do not like black people sleeping with white women and all that, because whenever you do that, the child always comes out black, you dig? And this is because black people just have the most potent genes in all of the world and such. So this ultimately tells us that this futuristic tale that he's about to tell could be a racialized one as well, where he's talking about social issues on what's happening now and where we all evolve to in the future, which that could be really dope. While they are actually showing off the artwork for this upcoming album as well, in which we cannot decipher any of this yet until we hear some of the music, but yet I'm all but sure he's giving a whole bunch of clues and such within this actual picture, where it's really just a take off of The Last Supper, where it's just including a robot in the middle of it, but yet it has a bunch more to it, where there's somebody overlooking what's happening down there, and then there's some people in the middle where they're like playing a board game or something. As the album comes out, man, that's something I'm definitely going to go back and refer to see what he's talking about and seeing if that's actually in the artwork as well, because he's going to connect it all if it's all one big story. But yet in the very beginning, man, he got this production on there, man, and that production is pretty dope too, man. I mean, it's not a phenomenal beat, but yet it kind of gives us the tone in which this album may just be going into, and it does sound a bit futuristic. Overall, a very cryptic trailer, but yet it gives glimpses in on where he's trying to go with this one, and it definitely looks as though it could be something rather dope here. So definitely peep out that trailer. It's on Logic's Twitter account right now if you want to go ahead and peep that joint on out, man. But this concludes today's review, man, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Kel Beast before we jump into some of your questions. Corner says that Bone Thugs, they tend to constantly try to do this same thing, where they're trying to recreate the greatness of, say, Crossroads and all of that through their music. And he wishes that they would just take it back and do their street vibe songs again and such, man, and get their street presence back. And you know, I feel you, like, this is something that you kind of see in the music industry all the time. When somebody has a huge hit that just ultimately breaks all kinds of barriers, that does so phenomenal, they will continue to try to duplicate that, man, for the rest of their careers, even if it seems as though they'll never be able to do that. I mean, this is something that I love the most, from when an artist kind of understands that and then continues to just drop music that their core audience really likes, because that's when you get some of the best music, point blank, period. But while they're still chasing that potential fame that they could potentially try to do what they did in the past, man, you tend to get a lot of music that's not of the quality that you can expect from that individual. And I feel you with that 100%, man. I feel as though most acts got to understand that, man, that there comes a point where you're not going to see that amount of money and stuff no more, man. So why not just create the music that you want to do and ultimately please the fan base that you still got rocking with you, man, and that's how you make the most money out of the twilight of your career. So Frankie G says that he produced some of them joints that was on that Raekwon album, and they were some solid produced joints, man. So I definitely want to give that man a shout out and such. Definitely keep doing your thing, man, and maybe we can come together and work on something one day. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpaz.com, that's down there, to read today's article.